sustainable, I mean the all process, the cycle is to be sustainable, and anything that is cyclic, that is 24 into 6 into 7 into 365. By one process you can get energy, but for some time, but to get energy continuously, to get the energy in a sustained manner, to convert work into heat or heat into work in a sustained manner, you need that cyclic process. You need the cyclic process. That is the reason all engines are cyclic. All engines are made cyclic. So in that process, so we will make the engine cyclic. So at least three process will be required. Three thermodynamic process we are studying. Three process minimum is required to make a cycle. Three minimum process is required to make a cycle. Three process is required to make a cycle. So PV diagram or TS diagram, three process is required to make a cycle. According to second law of thermodynamics, when we will be studying second law of thermodynamics, complete conversion of heat into work is not possible because heat is a low grade energy. And again, when you have to reject some part of heat to the low temperature body, that is your sink. So minimum 4 process will be required, and in that cyclic compromise of set of process during which one of the properties is kept constant. As I already discussed, you have a thermodynamic property, and common properties are volume, pressure or temperature. We can write the specific volume also. So one property, if you are keeping constant, then it is a process. Minimum 3 process construct a cycle, and all process need not to have a work interaction. Means you have a many, as I said, minimum 3 process will be required, and one property we are keeping constant. So if we keep volume constant, means there will not be any work interaction. If we are keeping volume constant, there will not be any work interaction. So all process need not have a work interaction, means some need not have work interaction, means in some process work may be there and some process work may not be there. And again, all process need not have involvement of heat interaction, means in some process it will process maybe adiabatic, heat interaction may be there, and in some process may not be there. I am talking about this cyclic process. A cycle will consist of the process, so involving some positive work and interaction of some negative, right? So work will be some positive and negative, because it is in a cyclic process. So you have to reach the place from where you have started. So displacement work is there, means piston moves forward to reach its initial volume. That work is to be negative. So that work involvement will be negative and positive. If sum of all work interaction, positive interaction, is more than sum of negative work interaction, then device will produce work. If sum of all positive work done is more than sum of all negative work done is, I mean the difference, right? No, algebraic difference is positive or negative, right? So similarly for heat, Heat may be positive or negative. And again, as I said, common sense tells us that to return the same path after going around, we need at least one path opposite direction. Means you have to reject. You have to reject whether work will be negative or whether heat will be negative. So we know that we can construct a cycle with all positive or all negative, or nor with, so we cannot make a cycle with all positive, with all positive and or with all negative, because you have to reach somewhere from where you have started. So if you have started from here, it is cyclic process. You are here 1 2, so you are here, you are expanding, then from here you are compressing. So here you are, if getting work, then this part you are supplying the work. So at least one work, one should be positive, other should be negative. So this is the basic philosophy of a cyclic heat engine. So cyclic heat engine heat, suppose if I am talking about conversion of heat into work, so there will be a high temperature body, and heat will be received by the engine. So this is your engine where all these processes will occur, whether it is all processes will occur, right? Now all processes will occur. This working medium, working medium may be your liquid, maybe your gas, maybe your, right, it may be vapor, it may be two phase also. So in case of Rankine cycle, it is two phase. So working medium may be single phase, like air, or it may be two phase, water plus vapor mixture, or in refrigerant also there is a vapor and liquid refrigerant. So this takes heat, this is at high temperature, takes heat, and some part of this heat is rejected, some part of it is rejected at low temperature sink, low temperature body, that we call generally source, right, and that we call sink. So definition of reservoir, or we call it is thermal reservoir, means if you add a little bit amount of heat, temperature will not increase. So we'll be getting work. But this we call your car engine, or we can, it is aircraft engine, or it is power cycle like your gas power plant, gas power cycle, gas power plant, everything. And as I said, work can be converted into heat. So it is low temperature body, and this is your high temperature. Heat will not flow from low temperature to high temperature. Heat will not flow from high temperature to low temperature. For that, you need to supply work. So again, there will be process, cyclic process, and finally heat Q dash, or right. So Q dash heat will be supplied a higher temperature. So this is the case of heat pump or refrigerator. bar. Your temperature will change from low temperature to high temperature. So this I explained is what I explained to you is your heat pump. So basically cycles you have understood. So this is your cycle. This is your cycle. If all the processes are reversible process, then we call it a cyclic reversible process. If any one process is irreversible, then it is not reversible process. Reversible cyclic process. So cyclic process may be reversible or irreversible. Process may be irreversible or irreversible. Suppose we have four process. In that four process, if one process is irreversible, then entire cycle is irreversible. So as I discussed, heat engine, it can take heat from n number of source. N number of source. It can take heat from n number of source and can reject to n number of sink. And finally you are getting work. So this is at temperature T1, heat is taken T1. This is at T2, T3, T4. But one thing here to note that T1 is greater than T5 means this is your low temperature. This is your low temperature, this is your high temperature. Otherwise heat will not flow from top to bottom. This is block diagram. So heat engine can take heat from n number of source and reject to n number of sink. And you know, from first law of thermodynamics, cyclic integration, right? No, summation of all this heat is equal to summation of all the work, right? Or we can write like this also, cyclic integration. From the first law statement, summation of all heat interaction is equal to summation of all work interaction. So in this case, total work interaction is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Q4. This is your positive heat interaction, and minus Q5 minus Q6 minus Q7. So this is your sigma Q, right? Sigma Q. It is the algebraic sum, and this must be equal to this W that we call W net. Efficiency of cyclic heat engine is defined as, people confuse sometimes. So what I write and tell you, please always keep in mind, you will never confuse. So thermal efficiency of cyclic heat engine, any engine, I'm not talking about the reversible or irreversible, I'm talking about the any engine, is equal to W net divided by heat supplied. So what is heat supplied here? Some people will think this is total is heat supplied. No, heat supplied is if only Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Heat rejected is Q5 plus Q6 plus Q7. So in that formula it is Q supplied. Again I am telling, Q supplied means W net is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. So you can find efficiency of any cyclic heat engine, that is thermal efficiency, because there are many efficiencies, whether it is thermal efficiency or brake power efficiency or indicated efficiency or volumetric efficiency, right? Now, various efficiency you will study in an internal combustion engine. So here I am talking about the thermodynamic efficiency, thermal efficiency. So basically thermal efficiency is defined in terms of heat and work. Indicated efficiency is the area of indicated diagram divided by heat supplied, and brake power is that is mechanical efficiency, that is your brake power divided by indicated power. So thermal efficiency of any engine, I have not talked about reversible efficiency or irreversible. Any engine is equal to W net. That W net we can write sigma Q positive minus sigma Q negative divided by sigma Q positive. We can write this. So here our positive is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 and minus Q4 plus Q5 plus Q6 divided by, we can write this Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, and this we can write 1 minus Q rejected divided by Q supplied. That is your thermal efficiency of any cyclic heat engine. Because it is involve only the heat, so that's why I call it is thermal efficiency. Up to this, let me complete. So here is the philosophy of the efficiency. What we have achieved, divided by what we have spent. This is the efficiency philosophy. What we have achieved, so basically we achieved W net and we have spent Q positive. Efficiency. This is, but in case of your refrigerator, we define COP, coefficient of performance. Why we do not define efficiency for refrigeration cycle? Why we do not define efficiency for refrigeration cycle? Because in refrigeration cycle we supply work and we convert this work into heat. It is like when we basically check our performance by supplying work. we check performance of system. Right? Suppose one athlete is there, he is running. Now next time we ask him to take 100 grams of glucose, and again we'll check in 1 minute how many meters he runs. So basically we add something, we add here work, and we evaluate performance. This is the reason we don't define efficiency. Because in a refrigeration cycle, we evaluate performance of the system by supplying work. Good, Anup. Anupam, fine. I think you are right. So, friends, yeah. Now we have already discussed this point. So, efficiency of any engine, any heat engine, heat engine basically, is your 1 minus Q, right? Q positive, sorry, Q negative reject, or we can say any engine, any heat engine is equal to 1 minus Q rejected divided by Q supplied. There is a condition for when will be absolute, please, absolute temperature scale. No, absolute temperature scale or absolute temperature scale. Not absolute, it is. When we make temperature scale, Kelvin, we'll find there is a step where it comes. Q is proportional to T. And that is only for reversible. So when Q is proportional to T, it is reversible. In fact, it comes like this: Q1 by Q2 divided by function of T1 by function of T2. Refer page number something. I think you can check PK Nag book, second chapter, PK Nag. So basically Q is a function of temperature, and that is for reversible. So we can write efficiency of reversible engine. Reversible engine is 1 minus T lower rejected at lower temperature, so TL by TH. So this formula will use only when cycle is reversible. Cycle is reversible, right? So we have two formulas to evaluate, to determine efficiency of heat engine. One is for reversible, another is for any heat engine. What happens sometimes, people put this TL and TH, they don't check whether the process are reversible or not. All processes are reversible or not. And again with the Lord, with the Lordly I am telling you all, until it is not mentioned reversible process, don't assume it is reversible process. If in your problem or in book, if clearly written it is reversible process and the diagram is your dark line, and if diagram is your this one dotted line, this dotted line is for irreversible, and this continuous line, dark line, for reversible process. So whenever there is a dotted line, it is an irreversible process, and when it is a dark continuous line, it is a reversible process. Because reversible process reaches quasi-static equilibrium and that process is continuous. But here the dotted line, it will be discontinuous because it does not reaches to the quasi-static equilibrium. And one again, I am telling you, I have done mistakes in my gate in 2007, I think. So I still regret that I use the formula of temperature instead of this. So don't do that mistake. Fine. Everybody is clear, I think. So we'll start from air standard cycle. And one more thing, reversible process, reversible efficiencies is the highest of for a engine. So reversible efficiency is the same for all engines working between same low temperature and high temperature. And further, that efficiency is maximum efficiency. I'm not going in a much depth of derivation. I'm telling you the engineers. I'm not teaching you like what you call scientist. Okay, basically engineers, engineering, right? No, you are not supposed to do research when you are writing gate. At least you have to understand this and you have to remember reversible engine. But you theory at least to see once that I will teach in a second law of thermodynamics. Why reversible engine is having highest efficiency? But now because I have to complete the first law of thermodynamics for cyclic process, and where all these cyclic heat engine, whether air standard cycles we are studying. So second law of thermodynamics will be after this topic. So, but you have to understand this because this is in our content. Reversible efficiency is same for all engines, whether it is Otto, diesel, Duval, Atkins, Eriston, Bell Coleman, Levinier or Carnot. If their temperature, low temperature, high temperature is same, then the efficiency will be same and that efficiency will be maximum. That efficiency will be maximum. Okay, that efficiency will be maximum. Suppose this we can explain, I can explain you very well. Suppose I am an inventor, I am a scientist, and I claim I have made a engine, I have made a engine, right? Whose efficiency is 60%, 60 or 70%. Try to understand. I am claiming that I have made an engine that takes heat from 600 Kelvin and rejects heat at 300 Kelvin, 300 Kelvin. It delivers work, right? It delivers work, but it is having efficiency 70%. whether I am right or wrong. And if I am wrong, then how? Why? If I am right, then why? How? Please, any guesses, or should I explain? बोलो भाई, कहाँ हो आप लोग? Where are you all? Thinking or what? Please tell me. If you don't reply, then I will leave teaching. I will leave, stop the class. They they didn't tell. They didn't tell anything. Irreversible. Irreversible. They have not give this much information. They are giving only this information. Very good. Why? Good, Neeraj. So maximum efficiency is efficiency is 1 minus 300 divided by 600. So it is only 50%. How this can be 70%? Because I have applied formula for reversible engine. Reversible engine. Everybody understood this? So we'll understand what is air standard cycles. Okay, fine. So air standard cycles we'll understand. You guys are writing or not? Because I am deleting all these things. You guys are writing or not? Fine. So air standard cycle, we are going to discuss why it is called air standard cycle. Because working medium is ideal gas. Ideal gas. In real world, the medium is air fuel mixture. So it is very difficult to analyze the air fuel mixture medium, working medium cycles. For simplicity, we model those engines in a very standard cycles. We make lot of assumptions. Theoretical, we call it, is also theoretical cycle. Theoretical cycle, and we call it, is also called a reference cycle. So to analyze fuel air cycle, medium cycle is difficult. So we make lot of assumptions to make, and we model basically, right? And we analyze our air cycles. So basic assumption is accurate analysis of various process taking place in internal combustion is very complex because of air plus fuel mixture. Which property you will take, which CP value will take, right? Which law will be followed? It is an air mixture, so a mixture R value, gamma value of the mixture will be taken. Properties, physical properties, chemical properties, right? No. So basically it is very complex. So accurate analysis not possible. So theoretical analysis of engine performance without actually building a physical testing is done. So it is complete, as I said, it is theoretical. We are not exactly making the cylinder piston and putting all this stuff and operating and analyzing. That is why we call it the actual cycle. So here just we study theory. So simplest theoretical analysis involves use of air standard cycles. So basically Carnot cycle, Otto cycle, diesel cycle, Stirling cycle, Ariston cycle, Atkins cycles, and you have power cycle, Brayton cycles. So these are all your air standard cycle. And one more thing, internal combustion is not it is not a cyclic process. Again I am telling you, because you are injecting fresh air, fresh fuel, different thermodynamic process occurs, and finally exhaust gas is released. So again fresh air, fresh fuel is taken. So it is not a cyclic process. You are changing every time working medium and you are releasing the exhaust. So 4 process makes cycle, but it is not closed cycle, it is open cycle. So that's why I have written here non-cyclic engine, non-cyclic, but analysis we do cyclic. So working fluid, air plus fuel undergoes a permanent chemical change due to combustion of product, and combustion after doing work is thrown out engine fresh. Same thing I discussed. So to simplify the analysis, engine work, we air standard cycle of think of. We thought of air standard cycle. So in air standard cycle, we will take air, ideal gas, not fuel. Fuel will not take, and all this complete thermodynamic cycle process will be there, and heat rejection, heat addition work, everything will be there. And again, we will assume it is an ideal gas. Specific heats are constant because specific heats are function of temperature. So specific heat of gases increases with the temperature, right? So, but here we will be assuming uh, it is in a constant. Then assumptions, major assumptions I have written here. Already we discussed CP, these two we have already discussed. There is no mass of working medium. We assume air standard, air is there. And all the process constitutes reversible. So all are reversible process, all reversible process. All processes are reversible. So it is air standard cycles is that's why it is called a reference cycle, where actual cycles are compared using these cycles. And heat is not supplied from chemical reaction. In reality, fuel is burned inside the combustion chamber and heat is released, pressure is generated. But here we'll assume heat is supplied. From where heat is coming, we will not bother because it is in a complete air standard cycle. So we'll just assume that heat is coming from high temperature, heat is rejected at low temperature. We'll not bother about from where heat is coming and going, and what way, whether by chemical reaction or by. So first we'll study Carnot cycle. What is Carnot cycle? Carnot is the father of thermodynamics. So Carnot made an engine, minimum 4 process, working cycle. So he chosen 2 isothermal process and 2 adiabatic process, and both are reversible. So isothermal, they have process chosen for heat interaction. Already we have discussed there may be heat interaction, there may be process where there will be positive heat interaction, negative heat interaction. And for these 2 process, adiabatic process, there is a work interaction. It may be positive or negative. Heat interaction may be positive or negative. So now we have criteria of cyclic heat engine is satisfied because we have both positive, both negative. Because to reach somewhere, it is an expansion. You have to reach somewhere. You have to compress it here. Right? No, you have to compress a boy like this. So you have expansion, then you have compression. Otherwise, how you will reach? Then you have heat addition. You have to must apply the heat, and some part of heat must be rejected according to second law of thermodynamics. So minimum 4 process is required. Working cycles, I'm talking about the work cycle you can make by 3 process, but for working cycle you need 4 process. So Carnot cycle is shown here. I will explain one cycle, then you have to understand. You have to do your own other cycles. So what Carnot did? This is your PV diagram. This is your TS diagram. This is your TS diagram. Why not HS diagram? Why not PH diagram? Why not other diagram? Because these 2 diagram is sufficient to describe the cycle. Why we should study unnecessary things? So which diagram is important for which cycles, that is important. For an example, in refrigeration cycle, pH diagram, pressure enthalpy diagram is very important. Pressure enthalpy diagram is very important because any change in a pressure in evaporator or in a condenser, how much enthalpy change, how much refrigerant enthalpy changes is found, you can know, because there involves pressure. If you are changing evaporator pressure or you are changing condenser pressure, so their pH diagram is important, their HS diagram is important. So it is all about, you can make any number of chart, but you have to check the utility. What is the usefulness of the, what we get best? For in the heat cycles, we are interested in what? We are interested in our temperature at all process, minimum maximum temperature. We are interested in a heat interaction. We are interested in a work interaction. So PP diagram gives your work interaction because area under PP diagram gives you the work. TS diagram gives your heat interaction. So using these two diagram, you can analyze cycles. This is the reason we don't require any other cycles. But if you are interested, you can make more number of diagram. So our Carnot cycle starts, and because here it is dark line, continuous line, so it is reversible. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, right? Generally we start from compression. 1. Generally we start from compression. Generally 1 we start from compression, we starts. So from 1 to 3 there is a compression, right? No. But there is a 1 to 2 process, 2 to 3 process. So 1 to 2 process and 2 to 3 process, and you have a 3 to 4. Let me write. Sorry. Yes. So you have 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 1. So it is a complete cycle. So 1 to 2 is your heat rejection process, and that is isothermal. Or we call it is reversible heat interaction. 2 to 3 is your work interaction. We call, and it is basically adiabatic compression. We can call it is also isentropic process, because adiabatic process can be a reversible process and can be an irreversible process. Again, I am telling you, any process can be reversible or irreversible, whether it is isobaric, isochoric, adiabatic, or isothermal. It can be reversible process, it can be irreversible process. If reversible adiabatic process, we call isentropic process. Means entropy is same. Then 3 to 4 is again what do you call isothermal heat rejection, and then 4-1 is your adiabatic or isentropic expansion. Slope of adiabatic is more because slope of adiabatic is more. Right now we have already discussed. Right, we have already discussed. This is your PV, and we have discussed this. Right now. So PV, your PV is equal to constant, that is your isothermal. Right now, isothermal, and PV gamma is your constant, that is your adiabatic. That is your adiabatic. And adiabatic process dP by dV will be more. So that is the reason this line is little bit taper and this is less. Okay, fine. And corresponding TS diagram is 1 to 2, 2 to 3, because 2 to 3 is your adiabatic isentropic, right? So these are all your constant entropy is there. No change of entropy. Not. Now these two diagrams, and this is your heat addition, so Q positive writing, I am writing Q positive, and this is Q rejection negative, or rejection negative, anything you can write. This is your compression work and this is your expansion work. If somebody asks you Q positive, so you can write Q1, I'm writing suppose Q1, okay, don't confuse. And Q negative is your Q2, it is Q2, basically you write Q2. What is the efficiency? Efficiency simply you can write 1 minus Q2 by Q1. Or you can write efficiency is 1 minus W net divided by supplied, means Q1. And same thing will come. And from first law of thermodynamics, Q1 plus Q2 will be equal to, Q minus Q2 will be equal to WE minus WC. I teach very, easy things, but there is a depth. What is the depth here? Confusion. When you solve gate question, then only you will understand what you are getting from this class. So Q positive is your Q1 and Q negative is your Q2. So from first law of thermodynamics, Q positive minus Q negative, right, equal to W net. W net is your WE minus WC. So Q1 minus Q2 is equal to WE minus WC. Because first law of thermodynamics tells us Q equal to summation W. Lot of students does mistakes. They write efficiency, they will write efficiency is equal to WE divided by Q1. This is wrong, because efficiency is W net, what we have achieved, divided by Q supplied, and W net is QE minus QC, means net work. Is it clear to all? So this area under this PV diagram will give you the work in one cycle, and this area under TS diagram will also give you the work in one cycle. This 1-2 heat rejection is this one, and this is the heat supplied is this red one. This total is your heat supplied under 3 4 line. I mean, don't confuse. So this is your 3 4 3 4, and this is your 1 2, sorry, 1 2, and minus of these two is your this one, and that is your W net. W net. W net. From this diagram you can calculate efficiency. From this diagram you can calculate efficiency. Maximum pressure, maximum temperature. Here there will be maximum temperature. Here 3 and 4. 3 and 4 both will be maximum temperature. T max, and T1 and T2 both will be minimum temperature. So this is, we can say it is T constant. Here it is T constant. Here it is PV gamma constant. Right now PV gamma is equal to constant and PV gamma is equal to constant. So because it is a reversible process, and now this I already have explained per cycle. This is already explained. This is first law of thermodynamics. Now what is your job? What is your job? What is your job? Okay, please apply first of thermodynamics. It is very good exercise. I am telling you, very good exercise. Exercise. What is that good exercise? You must do for all Q, W, delta E. Apply first law of thermodynamics for process 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 1. There will be 4 process, and apply this first law of thermodynamics for this process, this process, this process. Find Q, find W, find delta E, find Q, find W, delta E, and finally check whether delta E is equal to 0. Summation delta E is equal to 0. Check W net, check Q net. If this is satisfied, means it is a cyclic process. So for one first process, you can check what is the Q, what is the W, what is delta E. It is an isothermal process. 1 to 2 is a isothermal process. So this will change in delta E will be 0 because there is no temperature change. So all work will be converted into, so work you can calculate. What is the work? Work you can calculate 1 to 2. This is your work. This is your work in a 1-2 process, and this is your heat in this process. So 1-2 is your PV gamma is equal to constant. You take 1. This you take B1, you take B2, and you take this P1, P1, you take P2, right? And finally, in terms of P1, B1, T1, you find Q, you find W, you find Q. Similarly, for 2, 3, it will be adiabatic, right? Isothermal work done will be your M, T, R, ln, B, 2 by V1, right? And this will be your T1 temperature. You can take T1 or T2, both are same. And again, this work will be your, because it is in a 1-2 is an isothermal process. Isothermal process. 2-3 is adiabatic process. So it will be 0. Similarly, you have to do it, right? Here I have explained these things. You can same thing I applied, but you have to do it yourself. And finally check this delta is equal to 0. Anybody doubt in this? Please tell me. And you are clear what is to be done. If you are clear, are you clear what I have, what exercise you have to do? So friends, one announcement I want to make. I have planned alternate this Saturday, Sunday. This I was not well, so I missed the class. In any case, on Saturday and Sunday there will be 3 hours class, and it will be power packed class. On weekend working days, we'll arrange class on either every day or alternate days. Parallelly, I am going to start fluid mechanics also. So both subjects will run parallelly. Whether fine, it is fine, because I find there is application of fluid mechanics in the thermodynamics. So this fine, fine, okay, fine. So this exercise you have to do. I have done same thing already. I why should I explain you? But you all are final year student, or even you have passed. You know, I mean, I feel very well. I mean, much. Yes. So just what I can guide you guys. That's all. So similarly, first process Q3 QS, right? The internal net is 0. Then work done. Work done you can calculate this relation. Please, please, please. Always remember. Always remember. I'm again telling you, because this relation, no, people sometimes, so T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 is equal to P2 by P1, right? It is uh, gamma minus 1, gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. This relation must you remember. And finally, W Carnot cycle, and this will come finally. This will come. So finally, Carnot efficiency will be W net by QS. So when you put this, so finally this will be cancelled, RR, and you will get this. So Carnot efficiency, engine efficiency is Carnot is 1 minus T1 by T3, and this T1 is your high temperature, sorry, low temperature. T1 is equal to Tt, that is TL, and T3 is equal to T4, that is your TH. So that is your, this will come in terms of temperature. How it is coming? Because W needed by Q supplied, Q supplied, this is this below, and finally this. So QR, you have to write MR T1. You will get from the table. From the table you will get from the table. And finally this QS also will get from the table. Which table I am talking? I am talking about this table, the exercise, your exercise table. So if Carnot cycle is over, now tomorrow will a mean effective pressure and Otto cycle. Tomorrow we'll discuss. Okay. Please, all cycle will remain same. Analysis will be like that only. But yes, you have to understand basic difference between these cycles, advantage of one cycle over other cycles, and particular application of Otto cycle, diesel cycle, dual cycle, or whether it is Atkins cycle. So we'll discuss. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.